Hi, it's Tony from Cassette Comeback. So we got something a little bit special today. We got an unboxing video of something that I'm hoping isn't going to disappoint. Now, I've literally just got this and I haven't opened this. I want to save this to share with all of you, either the crushing disappointment or the fantastic elation that we're going to have by the end of this. Now, here it is. Look at that. You've got to love the marketing skills of the design department on this box, don't they? But maybe this is just because it's going to be OEM'd and this is the OEM version. I don't know, but I saw this and I saw something in particular on it and I thought, oh, are we getting there? Because you think about cassette decks, it starts off, you know, even with Philips with the single mono shoebox recorder, and then we had like the mono radio cassettes, and then we went to the stereo radio cassettes. And at this moment in time, I haven't found a boombox that's brand new that's got stereo. And then I saw this, and the design initially appealed to me, and then, well, let's just look at it. Here we go. Look at this, look at this. Oh, it weighs nothing, but that's not the point. Here we go. Here it is in its glory. Look at that. And the thing is, it says stereo. Stereo, yes. Could this finally be a stereo new boombox? I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, look, it's got 2 VU meters on it. Yeah. They're not VU meters. There, can you make that out? They're power pump meters. Yes, power pump meters. If you want a meter, power pump ones are the best ones. It's got this bit of plastic sort of holding it all together there. Is there some way I can take this off? Oh yes, there's a bit of sellotape. Hang on. Take the sellotape off. There we go. There we go. Can we see better now? The power pump meters. So there we go. Yeah, I don't have a dedicated YouTube studio because, well, I don't make money from this, so I haven't got it. But here we are, the operational manual of the model HS-8922. So, we've got antennas, handles, cassette, band switch. Ooh, yeah. Okay, yeah. At least it's all in English, this. Look at that, repair and maintenance about, look at that. Cleaning your head. This could be people that care about cassettes. They could actually care about cassettes. They're putting this stuff in there. AC power, battery. Ooh, start cassette. Oh, there's so much good stuff. So, yeah, I just wanted to do the unboxing bit with you because I wanted it to be genuine. But now I'm going to take a little break and I'm going to have a play with this, and I'll be back shortly and we'll go through it all. What's good, what's bad, and what the overall thoughts of this stereo new boombox is. Oh yeah. So there it is in all its glory. Look at the set I've got here. You know, you come here for the cassettes, but you stay for the production quality. Tell me the truth. Anyway, so I'm not going to go through this manual again. It's, you know, you can have a look. It tells you what all the bits are at the front with the usual funny mistakes like calling cassettes bands and a volume switch, but again, there's no branding on this. There's no maker on it, and like I say, on the inside you've got AC power operation, battery operation, but also there's DC on this as well. I like the way that they go about the repair and maintenance, about cleaning your head with a cotton swab and everything. I like that. That's good. And like I say, let's have a look at the specs, what it says. 220 volt 50 hertz, so this is destined for power regions, or DC 9 volt, and it takes 6 D cells, but we'll look at that. Power consumption 20 watts. It doesn't actually say what the output is, but if we look, frequency response 125 to 6300 kilohertz. Come on, what do you expect? Flutter 4%. It's got 4 ohm speakers on it. So the fact that this has no branding on it and this has no branding on it says to me that this is probably the OEM version. So, you know, people like Pyle and you know, Ion and all that will probably bring out versions of this with their name on it, but this is the vanilla one because the box was white as well. But anyway, let's have a look at the deck itself and let's have a look at the functions and etc. So at the top we've got volume, balance, tone, which I guess is EQ, low and high, a pause, stop, eject, fast forward, rewind, play, record. It's not auto reverse. Mode selector of tape, radio, MP3. You've got a mono and a stereo FM as well as a stereo wide FM, and the bands are FM, medium wave, and there's 2 short waves. So if we look at the side, we've got headphone output, we've got the 9 to 12 volt DC in, so if you're get one of these and you're in a 110 volt country, you can use a wall wart if you want to power this, but you've got the AC in there directly. And as we can see, this is a 220 volt, 50 hertz for power regions. You can put 6 D cells in it at the bottom there, if you can see. You can put 6 D cells if you wanted to take it on the move with you, like it's 1982 and you're going to meet your mates to do some break dancing down the park. Knob for tuning in the radio. A TF slot, they still call it trans flash where everyone else calls it micro SD, but anyway. USB socket, mode for playing, USB, previous, next, record, delete, and yes, it also does Bluetooth as well. So that's the deck. So I guess the first thing we should do is plug it in. There we go, and I'm going to put this USB key in because I've got a little program on this that will test if this is truly stereo. It's a left and right bounce, so let's put it into MP3 mode. See, it will lights up.
USB driver mode.
USB driver mode. There we go. Right.
Right channel. Left channel.
Okay, so the left VUs go in there. It's coming out of the left speaker.
Right channel.
And the right channel's playing, so at least with the MP3 it sounds
Left
like
channel.
it's actually... Okay, shut up now. So at least with MP3 at least seems like it is proper left and right stereo on this. So this is the important bit. What about the cassettes? So I've got a cassette here which has got the same thing recorded on it. I didn't record it on this, I recorded it on a proper deck. Let's see, fingers crossed, if this now has left and right channel separation.
Left channel. Right channel.
Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, I don't believe it.
Left channel.
Look. Right channel, the left figure's
Right
good up.
channel. Left channel.
Right, so let's take a positive from this while I go and headbutt the wall afterwards. This does have a stereo head in it. Unfortunately, they've wired it the wrong way around because the right channel is coming out of the left side and the left side is coming out of the right side. Oh dear. Oh. This is so typical of Chinese manufacturing, isn't it, of consumer goods. They do something boneheaded and simple that ruins the whole bloody thing. How hard is it to wire put the right wire in the right... Oh, so yes, it has a stereo head, but unfortunately they've wired it the wrong way around. Now, I don't know if this is unique to this particular deck, the one I've got, or whether they've done this on all of them, but yeah, it's a stereo head that's wired the wrong way around. Awesomeness. Okay, but let's keep ploughing on. Let's keep ploughing on. Let's not lose all hope yet. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a bit of music through it, and let's see how it is. Now, a lot of things about life is context. Yeah, the context of things. This was never going to sound great, never. But the context of me buying this and doing this test is: does this sound as good as, say, a £30 Seisho, Matsui, Bosch, Steepletone, Goodman's, you know, the low-end cheap boomboxes that you would have got in the 1980s. Does this sound as good as one of them? You know, something that you would have in your room as a child when you didn't care about quality. All you cared about was that it worked. Or something you'd have in the backyard while you're outside having a few beers in the sun and you have something playing music. Does this sound as good as that? So what I'm going to do, I've got sort of tape here. I've recorded a tune on this on my CR7. So we're just going to play it through this, and I'm just going to let you listen to it with the mic on the camera doing the recording. And then I'll record from this into my PCM recorder, and we'll do a comparison between the source and how this actually plays it back. But like I say, context. Not whether this sounds great, not whether this is audiophile quality, but whether this actually performs like a cheap 80s boombox would have done. That's the context that I've bought this in, and that's the context that I want to listen to this in. So let's get it playing, and let's have a listen. Like I say, high quality set here.
I got something to tell you, and you're gonna like it.
I like these, they're nice.
And it's all about us.
The meters don't really do a lot, they're not very sensitive. Okay, right, this isn't acoustically great in here because we've got all this stuff behind it for everything to bounce off. But, yes, the heads are wired the wrong way around. But you can't tell that when you're listening to it. I mean, honestly, to me, that sounds all right. You know, if I think back as best I can to when I had cheap boomboxes as a kid, if they'd sounded and performed like this, I'd been like, yeah, that's my boombox. You know, this is not, you know, a Victor top of the range boombox. It's not a Panasonic, it's not a Sony, it's not a good one. But if you think of those catalogue and, you know, home brand cheap stuff, then yeah, it sounded all right. It had decent volume on it. It wasn't distorting from what I could tell. It's not mega loud, it's not mega clear. I'm sure there's some motor noise there, but you can't hear the motor noise when you've got music playing. So that doesn't particularly bother me. So far so good. So I tell you what, let's take it a bit into context now. Let's look into more of the features. Let's have a look at the radio. So it's got a radio. Let's see if I can get any signal. I should be able to get a signal, but yeah, it's got a nice extendable area, you know. You can't see it all in there, but you know, it should have its aerial swinging about. So let's see, let's put it into FM stereo wide. Let me just turn it down a bit in case we get loads of crackles. So let's put it into radio.
I needed to watch my husband Ali polish my car, shaking my tush. It's Sunny Carmel, just play the next song, play the next song.
Stereo, but I'm going to get a copyright hit. So let's move that one quick. If I can get something with some talking on. Okay, we'll stop there, but yeah. The radio seems to work. I've had a little play with it. The radio is actually pretty good. It tunes in. That gives you the level of the actual signal, and when you get stereo, that turns blue. And yeah, as a radio, it's perfectly acceptable. You know, I mean, I'm not going to do the Bluetooth bit because this is a cassette channel. You know what I mean? We're more interested in the cassette, but rest assured that it works quite nicely as a Bluetooth speaker as well. So you've got a retro. I mean, they make, if you think about it, right? I'll put a picture up here because I'm just thinking about this now. But they make these which look like replicas of old boomboxes that are Bluetooth speakers, and they're expensive. This is probably a better Bluetooth speaker then, because the actual sound from this is okay. The amplification of the speakers, not amazing, but they're okay. But this is actually something that you can actually play cassettes on. And more importantly, you can actually record cassettes on. So let's do that next. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a brand new cassette. Incidentally, I mean, I know I did a video on these. If you want to look in the past history of my videos, and I think these are amazing cassettes. I'm currently at this moment in time, I've got to stop hitting the studio and knocking it over, but at this moment in time, these BASF Phil cassettes, I'm selling these on eBay in the UK for £1 each. And I tell you, you cannot get a better cassette than these anywhere in the world, brand new for £1. So let me put this in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that track, which we just listened to before, and I'm going to record this onto this cassette. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to do this next. So we'll put it all into Audacity, and I'm going to do it in 3 stages. I'm going to have the source, and then lower that I'm going to have this playing back the cassette recorded on my CR7, and then this playing back the cassette I'm going to record now. So we'll have it like in 3 stages so you can compare the 3, yeah? So I'm just going to, so turn it into MP3 mode.
USB driver mode.
Yes, that's it, USB driver mode.
Right channel.
Right channel. So let's forget that. Let's start recording. So that's now recording on this. So obviously there's no level control, there's no bias control, there's no Dolby. So let's play the next track. Here we go. This is the track that we just listened to before. Right, you don't need to listen to this, so we're just going to have a quick cut while I record this. Okay, so we have 3 files here. This one at the top is the original WAV file. This one here was recorded from the headphone output of the Ghetto Blaster, and it was playing back the BASF tape which was recorded on the CR7 of the original WAV file. This one at the bottom again was recorded from the headphone output, but this instead was playback of the original WAV file which was played through the Ghetto Blaster from USB and recorded by the Ghetto Blaster onto the BASF tape. Yeah, I'll put little things here so we can keep a track on that while we're playing through it. Initial looks, if we look at it, the WAV file is as it should be, peaks, small, trough, starts off quiet, goes louder. The CR7 recording being played back on the Ghetto Blaster looks pretty similar. However, the recording itself that the Ghetto Blaster made, as we can see, it's almost like the inbuilt level control is trying to brick wall it all and make it all the same sort of level. But there we go. So what I'm going to do is, go away. I'm going to start playing this, and I'm just going to solo each one as we go through. Now, as you can see here, we've got different lengths. So the speed issues with the Ghetto Blaster, which is not to be, you know, unexpected. But likewise, this isn't going to sync up perfectly, but we're just going to go through it, have a listen. I'm going to switch between the three, and you can listen to the differences between them. Okay? So let's just go home. Let's play. Let's solo this one. Start it off.
I got something to tell you, and you're gonna like it, and it's all about us. You're gonna like it, and it's all about us. I've got a darkness inside me, and I know that you'll like it, 'cause it's all about us. 'Cause we live day to day now, the only way we know how, and it's all about us. 'Cause I don't care what they say now, let me show you how it's all about us. 'Cause in the deep, deep dark I've got a different heart. When the sun don't shine, the streets are mine. I'm telling you, darling, it's all about us. 'Cause when I see your face lighting up the place, please, by any means, you know it, baby, it's all about us.
Okay, I think that's enough. So, the cassette which was recorded on the CR7 and played back, I mean, I listened to all these while they were being recorded through the PCM anyhow. Okay, it's lacking bass, but doesn't sound overly wow and fluttery. It has the highs. Like I say, it is lacking the bass a bit, but maybe that's because I didn't have the bass cranked all the way to the bottom on the EQ control. But I thought that sounded all right. I mean, again, everything in context. This is a brand new stereo, at least, even though I kind of wired it the wrong way around. But it's a stereo playback, and I didn't think that this sounded too bad. If we compare the wave files, like I say, the levels are there. It's lacking the detail. But again, in context of what is available brand new, that sounds all right. The recording of itself being played back on itself, yeah, that's pretty lousy. It looks like it's trying to be brick-walled all the way through. The internal level controls trying to just make it as loud as possible. It sounds distorted. It sounds boomy. It sounds crap. But again, to me, the fact that it actually does record at all is a bonus, because I wouldn't use that for recording. I don't think many people would. So, you know, that it records at all is a bonus. But honestly, the playback of a well-recorded cassette sounds decent enough through the headphones, but in context again, in your backyard, 7 or 8 foot away from you, playing the cassette, it sounds fine. It doesn't sound overly distorted. It doesn't sound distorted at all. It doesn't sound muffled. It doesn't sound wow and fluttery. It sounds all right. And again, all we have to think about with this is we have to take it into context of what is currently available brand new. And yes, I know there's Sonys and Panasonics, but they're a lot more expensive than this and they're harder to find. This is what's coming out of China brand new right now. And honestly, it's the best sounding that I've heard.
The truth.
So again, this is all about context. Now, this is from a Dixon's catalogue in 1985. So, the cheapest one here, this Seisho. Yeah, Seisho, their own brand stuff. To be fair, I thought Seisho Matsui stuff was alright. But again, it's stereo, auto stop. This has only got medium wave and FM. It doesn't have the short waves on it. It's got LED indicators, built-in microphone, and in 1985 it was $39.99. So you bang that into your inflation calculator, £40, 1985 is £115.58 real money today. So you got to bear that in mind, you know what I mean? So this on AliExpress, £49.78, but £33.69 shipping for me. All told, shipped, all taxes paid, it cost me £100, which is still 10% cheaper than the equivalent would have been in 1985 if we're going to look at it that way. So my thoughts are, how does this compare to the like of that? Now you've got to think as well that this newer one has got the MP3 playback in it. It's got Bluetooth playback in it as well. So there is that as well. It's got more features than this. How does it compare? Well, to be honest, I had poor boomboxes, and I've listened to some cassettes I recorded on them all them years ago. I actually found some. I thought I threw them all away, but I had some old chart compilations, and they sounded just as bad. They really did. But the point was, when you were young, you didn't care. You just had something there you could listen to music on. All you cared about was that the actual thing played the music back. And it does. And like I say, in context, and I keep good in context here because I know a lot of you go, no, it's garbage of the highest order. Something that's a Bluetooth speaker that can play your MP3s and play cassettes that you can put outside when you're chilling in the back garden having a few beers and you just want some music on in the background. Does it sound worse than this Seisho would have? No, I don't think it does. So, before I come to my conclusions, I just want my 400 Hertz test taping, because there was a little bit of a problem with the speed, as we saw when I put the WAV files together. But let's see what it's like. Would help if we had some volume. Okay, so not the most accurate way of doing it, but it's good enough. I mean, 401, you know, that's pretty damn close for out of the box. So that's good. So let's look at the pros and cons of this. One, I think it looks great. I really do. I mean, it looks better than that Seisho. That Seisho did look proper 80s. This looks early 80s, late 70s. Yes, all of this is fake. But like I say, them Bluetooth speakers, which cost £100 odd, that's what they're all based on. They look like something old and cool. But this one actually does play the cassettes. It's not super light, it's not super heavy, but I wouldn't say that feels throwaway in weight. This level meter, incidentally, is it's for the source input. What I mean is, even if you turn the volume down to 0 and play something, this level meter will show the volume of the source sort of hitting the amplifier, and then the VU meters show what's coming out of the amplifier. Yeah, let me just show you quickly. Let's just switch it on.
USB driver mode.
Right. If I turn it down to nothing, it's still showing stuff coming in. And as you can hear, the USB mode, when it's working, has an electrical hum. It does. But you can't hear it when you turn the volume up and you actually listen to music and watch the VU meters. Now they'll start bouncing.
And you're gonna like it, and it's all about us.
But yeah. So the cassette playback is very acceptable. Again, for something brand new at this price level, it's very acceptable cassette playback. It is stereo. If they wired the heads up properly, sorry, I'll stop going on about that. But it's stereo, and when it comes through these speakers, sounds all right. It does sound like a cheap bootbox that I had in my youth. It really does. It's got the radio on it, which is pretty good. And again, it's a Bluetooth speaker and something to play back USB files. It works well. It really does. The recording's crap, but that's just a bonus. You wouldn't really be using this. And the point is, a lot of you guys and gals on here remember the good old days and maybe have great decks and great boom boxes already. And I know that you're saying, oh no, I'd rather go on eBay and buy this and then take it to bits and put new belts on it. And yeah, this ain't aimed at you. This is aimed at people who are new to this, that don't have anything, and just want to play back these new tapes that they're buying from maybe their artists or Adele or whatever. They just want something that they can put a cassette in, have it in the house, have it in the garden, and it'll play that cassette back. And it will. It'll play it back. It won't chew the tape up. It doesn't sound massively distorted. It's not wibbly wobbly, wow and fluttery everywhere. It plays it back, and it plays it in stereo and has a radio, does a Bluetooth, does the MP3s in something that looks cool. And the point of this is that it's progress. I know this channel's called Cassette Comeback, but this shows a bit of progress. You know, we've got something here that, you know, it's the shipping and handling which kills it. But if you think about it, £115 equivalent for that Seisho, this costs, you know, 15% less than that, has more features. And when it's just playing through its own speakers, it sounds just like it did back in the 80s. That's progress. This isn't good. This isn't brilliant. But I never bought it thinking it would be. I bought it to see if there's any progression in China to trying to make something that's decent. And this is decent. Insofar as, even though I probably might not get it back together, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to try and resolder the heads wires the right way around so it is proper stereo. But to be fair, you can't tell when you're playing the stereo thing, you know, mostly, unless it's something that is actually panning, you won't tell. But this is something that when I'm having my barbecues in the summer, chances are this is going to be outside, connected to my phone, pumping out tunes connected to my phone. Or I can pop some cassettes in and it won't sound bad at all. Taken in isolation, yes, this is poor quality, but this is not designed to have you sit there listening to cassettes on your own through a pair of quality headphones. It's not designed for that, and it doesn't stand up to that, and it doesn't hold up to that. But as a bit of fun to play cassettes, etc. on, I think this is actually some progress. I really genuinely do. But I'm not recommending it unless it's something that you really want. If you really want something that looks like this, that you can play some stuff on, give it a go. You can get a lot worse. Because like I say, there is nothing being manufactured brand new now that I think sounds better. Yeah, there is them old Panasonics and Philips and Sonys that are still going out there. But you know, do they necessarily sound any better? Because this seems to have a decent amp and these speakers are pretty decent. Yeah, that it doesn't sound like hot garbage is good enough for me. Now I have another one, I bought another boombox at the same time, that's for another video which will be the next one, which shows even more progress. But as it is, it's nice to see stuff like this coming out, and if they can get these over at a cheaper price, i.e. someone does brand them, does bring them over en masse, not having to pay £35 plus all the VAT and taxes, if they can knock these out for 50-60 quid, I think that's a great price, even if it's just a Bluetooth speaker with the added bonus that it can do the cassettes as well. But I'm sure you'll all let me know your comments in the comments. So for now, yeah, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you in the next video where I've got something else for you. But until next time, happy taping and take care. Bye bye.